we go from that, let's talk about who got hurt the most. I think the Raiders. You lose Josh Jacobs, you lose Hunter Renfrow, you gave up on Jimmy Garoppolo, did get 19 million in cap savings, but most of the players, good players, marquee players, they're virtually everybody's gone in free agency. What you see now, when you get through the second day of free agency, or third day in this case, what you see is a team loses a cornerback. Okay, I'm going to go in, turn the sheets of paper, find the best journeyman cornerback that's still unsigned. I'll sign him now. Everybody's getting 1-year contracts since the second day of free agency. So these guys are just showing up and going places for 1 year to try to earn the next contract. Cowboys, I don't understand this. They lost Tony Pollard. They lost a defensive end. They lost a defensive tackle. One of their linebackers, Leighton Vander Esch, has been forced into retirement. Cowboys are not the same team right now. Just quite don't understand it outside of the acquisition of Eric Kendricks from the Chargers. New England's new coach. You remember we talked about this when he got hired? Jared Mayo said, we're going to burn some cash here and get involved in free agency. And in Foxborough, in the state of New England, are they really excited that they signed Jacoby Brissett? That's their free agent acquisition, along with a couple of backup tight ends and running backs. I don't understand the Patriots because they had volumes of cash. I think 73 million, second most in the league aside from Washington, and they didn't do anything with it. I just don't understand any of that. Carolina, what a disaster. They traded their Pro Bowl defensive end, Brian Burns. He went to the New York Giants for a load of draft picks. They did trade for controversial Steeler receiver Deontay Johnson. They did pick up Ashawn Robinson, pretty hefty defensive tackle from the Rams, but he did well with the Rams because he was playing next to Aaron Donald. So I don't understand Carolina. If you can ever figure out what the hell's going on in Arizona, please let me know. They lose DJ Humphries. They release him. They sign 4 fringe free agents. They got all kinds of problems in their front office. I think they got problems around Kyler Murray with their offense. And the New Orleans Saints, who are in salary cap hell, they got all kinds of problems too. So, John, give me a quick response. Who did the best job? Who did the worst job so far in free agency? Your reaction?
Well, I mean, I can't keep track of all the minutia and the detail like you do. Hey, just for the audience, name a few teams and give me a letter grade on how they're doing on NFL free agency.
Well, in terms of who did well, they paid a phenomenal price. I'd have to give a letter grade of A to the Atlanta Falcons. I'd have to give a letter grade of A to the Houston Texans for the second year in a row. Tennessee needs a lot of help, but, getting a receiver like Ridley and the running back Pollard, I'd probably got to give them an A. And after that, probably a group of Bs. In terms of who's done the worst job, I have to give a C or a D to Dallas. I just don't understand what Jerry Jones is doing there. Obviously, the Patriots went through a radical change. They don't have a bleeping quarterback. Oh, like Jacoby Brissett, but that's, plug-in guy. So that's a big issue. I got to give them probably a D. And I just don't like anything I see about the Arizona Cardinals. So I'm going to give them probably an F right now because there's no players out there. Wow. Final topic on the table, our podcast brought to you by Dixieline Lumber and Home Center Stores with 9 locations serving San Diegans.